Yeah, the Aussie dollar at the moment is really trading on what is going on with the US dollar, really. The data that we got today, not only in terms of China, was positive, particularly because some were expecting that there was a risk of maybe a softer print, so that was encouraging. At the same time, even when you look at some of the details of the steel PMI, for instance, that was very good, so it still points to the idea that it's demand for, you know, the stuff that we in Australia like to export, so iron ore and coal. And at the same time, we also had a positive capex reading this morning as well. So all of that would tell you that the Aussie should be trading, you know, a little bit stronger. That said, it's a little bit of weakness, and that is really reflecting this broad strengthening that we've seen in the US dollar playing out for over the last 24 hours or so.
So is that likely to continue then? I mean, what's the trade as we move towards the end of the year?
Well, I think that's a great question. We're entering a huge period that is very important for the US dollar. There's obviously the data. Now everybody expects the data to either confirm or basically break the Fed belief that inflation is coming, or an uplift in inflation is coming. And at the same time, of course, we have Congress coming back next week. And you know, there's a lot of fiscal issues that need to be sorted out, in particular the debt ceiling, and then of course moving on to the budget and tax reform. So that will essentially determine where the US dollar heads. And our belief is that some positive news will come from the fiscal side. We think that the debt ceiling will eventually be sorted out, and the risk is that it may well get sorted out before the end of September. And we still think that the data will support the idea of some Fed hikes at the moment, because really the market has completely priced out the Fed. If you look into the OIS market, there's no price in there until the beginning of 2019. So really, just a little bit of positive news, just a little bit of an uplift in inflation and some resolution in the fiscal side should give quite a lot of support to the US dollar. And I think that that is really the key for the next 6 months.